Hello everybody, Old Man Crypto here, and I'm hoping to enlighten you on what the heck all this blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency stuff that everybody's talking about is about. I've got a lot of friends that are asking me about it, and so I'm going to try and do this in about 4 or 5 minutes, and so I'm going to be talking really fast, but hopefully you get the gist of it. I've given you some more links below to get more information. To start with, we've got to start with Bitcoin. I'm going to talk a lot about Bitcoin. We're going to have to start with the blockchain technology. So think about blockchain as an electronic ledger, much like our checkbook ledger used to be. When we used checkbooks, I would go into the bank and deposit my money. They would verify that I had that money and put it in my account. I could write you a check. And then you could take it to the bank, and then your bank would verify that I had that money in the account, and then they would put it in your account. Okay. I would write that information down in my checkbook to make sure that my balance was correct, right? So that's the written version of a ledger, an electronic ledger. The difference here being that I'm not going into a centralized bank to deposit my money, right? I'm taking my money and I'm putting it into a decentralized system, electronic ledger. So once you and I have made a decision that we're going to exchange this currency called Bitcoin, for example, it's going to go out to a network of computers, not just one computer, but a network of computers that maintain this electronic ledger. And they're going to independently verify that this information is correct, that this value that I say I have in Bitcoin, I do have, much like the bank would. And then once it's validated, then it will get into your account. The way it's done is that this value of Bitcoin is stored in an electronic code, a cryptography. It's using cryptography to store the value of this coin or this money. And so once the computers have validated independently that I do have this money and we're going to make this transaction, these chain of codes is put back into the block. That's the blockchain, and that becomes the electronic ledger, and that's where it's stored. Okay, so now that we've got that part finished, the blockchain technology, hopefully you understand that, we can talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is built on top of this technology, so it is a stored currency. It is one of a few, one of many that are out there, and it's the biggest one. Call it the platinum of cryptocurrencies. And it has that value can go up or down because it's kind of like it's like a commodity. So the more people want it, the higher it goes up. The less people want it, the more it goes down. Kind of like gold or silver or something like that, right? So it is a commodity, and it's stored in this blockchain or this electronic ledger, right? And so we can exchange that. And the great thing about it is we can exchange it across the world, and 1/10 of a Bitcoin is worth 1/10 of a Bitcoin here in the United States and 1/10 of a Bitcoin in China. So it's a universal currency, which makes it really cool. The thing that comes up is people ask about Bitcoin company. Well, there is no company. Remember, this is decentralized. No one person owns this. It's a network of independent computers that are verifying this information. They are paid a small fee for these transactions to help because they have to pay for electricity and these expensive high-powered computers to validate the information. So that's how they make their money, and that makes it worthwhile for them to validate it. The other thing is, people ask, do I have to buy a whole Bitcoin? I can't really afford a whole Bitcoin. Neither can I, believe me. So, no, you don't. You can buy a portion of a Bitcoin. And hopefully, we'll be able to do some more of these segments. If you like and share and subscribe to my videos, I can show you how to buy Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. I'll explain a little bit more about it, how to get on these trading systems to get these currencies, and a little bit more about this whole world that's super exciting. It's the next internet right in front of our face. We've seen 8 tracks go to CDs and digital music, and now we've seen the internet and emails and what that's all done, and now we're into this. So like and share, and hopefully this helped you out.